What do you say? The NME, when it was in paper, had a review of this man's latest album, and it just said simply, same old gorgeous stuff, and that was the end. It's hard to imagine any of our lives without that music. Somewhere been there. It's hard to imagine being some punk garage band without knowing Gloria. You just simply can't play rock and roll without being able to play that basic song that seems to have just always been there, come from some rocks somewhere in some ancient mountains. It's hard to imagine jazz standards without Moondance. It's hard to imagine pop without Brown Eyed Girl. It's hard to imagine being in love without knowing Have I Told You Lately. And all of them, every single one, you imagine you've heard in some other place by some other person, but you haven't. And that's the genius. And it's been a genius since the age of 15, when, like so many, as all the Irish people in this audience know, so many great musicians disappeared into the bowels of the show band circuit. But this guy got out and played like Ringo, 9 sets a night in Germany. But then there was some weird alchemical musical moment where he did something extraordinary. Springsteen had said, well, there's only Van. And what he did was this deep understanding, I don't even think the word is understanding, this deep instinct for the blues was married to some innate knowledge of Celtic sort of mysticism that was floating around in Northern Ireland or something. And he banged it all together in this gorgeous Yeatsian language. Now, I know that's highfalutin, but that's the genius again. That's what this guy uniquely did. And I said to him earlier, there's not a restaurant in the world where you don't go into and on comes one of those songs, one of that same old gorgeous stuff. And he doesn't stop, and I never want him to stop. There isn't a single Irish musician who doesn't understand clearly that there is one singular Irish genius only in music. Ladies and gentlemen, genuinely, it's overused, but a legend, Van Morrison.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to say thanks again to my friend Bob Geldof. Another great speech. And thanks to Dylan Jones and GQ for having me here. I don't get out much. So right after this, I'm going to go back in my shell. Thank you.